AI is very, very real, and it should keep you up at night, quite frankly.
Welcome to Kaseya Connect. I'm Scott Campbell with the Global Technology Industry Association, the vendor-neutral nonprofit trade association serving the IT channel. We are here in Las Vegas this week with GTIA on location, and I am very pleased to be joined right now by Joe Smolarski, CEO of WatchGuard Technologies. Joe, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So you joined WatchGuard just last November, within 5 or 6 months of the company. So what's new with you guys since you joined, and what's new for WatchGuard going forward?
Yeah, listen, we're at a fantastic inflection point. We are 25,000 MSPs strong. We have a great cybersecurity platform, and we have some big things on the horizon. So be on the lookout over the next week. We are going to be unveiling the next phase of our AI story. We're going to be announcing a major acquisition to continue to round out our cybersecurity portfolio, and we're super excited to be here.
And you don't want to break that here ahead of time right now?
Unfortunately, the timing doesn't work. You're going to have to wait till Monday, Tuesday of next week.
All right, all good. So you mentioned AI. How has AI changed what WatchGuard is doing, and what should IT service providers know about for AI going forward with you guys?
Absolutely. I've done a lot of media interviews, and some of which I've said half of AI is bullshit. So you have to sift through the marketing and all the fluff and everything that's out there. But AI is very, very real, and it should keep you up at night, quite frankly. What we see, right, we're stopping billions of attacks at WatchGuard, and what we see is the pace of acceleration of attacks using AI is at an all-time high. Last year, it increased by 1,500%, and you must fight AI with AI. You'll never outpace it with human beings, so you have to make sure you double down on a cybersecurity vendor that has AI at its core.
So that's interesting, doubling down on cybersecurity. One of the things that our channel trends in cybersecurity research report showed last year, only 31% of ITSPs consider cybersecurity a core capability, which is not a high number, right? So there's still a lot of work that has to be done out there to get IT service providers more involved, more engaged, to create a cyber culture. Can you talk a little bit about culture? How do you create a cybersecurity culture within your organization?
Yeah, ultimately, there is no room for a old-fashioned MSP at this stage that's not doing cybersecurity, quite frankly. I get asked, what's the difference between an MSSP and an MSP? And I say those words are coming together very quickly. Yeah. I believe that every MSP has to be a security vendor and a cybersecurity expert. Otherwise, they're going to leave their end customers exposed. And when end customers get exposed, even when they decline a level of protection from a cybersecurity perspective, they're still going to ultimately blame the IT service provider, the MSP, and you just can't let that happen. So I think you as an MSP, you've got to educate your customer base, and it should be fairly easy because the news is everywhere. SMBs are under attack, right? All phases, and they get away with it at the SMB layer because there's just not enough FBI and other resources to fight at that layer. They're only fighting at the striker and the major institutions. So it's super, super critical that we protect every end customer, which ultimately provides an insulated protection for MSPs as well.
So to that point, where do you think ITSPs should be investing in cybersecurity? Where is the biggest gap that you see that ITSPs need to really button down on?
Yeah, I would say two things. Number one, and I know everybody's been hearing it for many years, but you have to invest in a platform. So you have to pick a platform. You just simply cannot piece together and patch together solutions and hope they can integrate and whatever. You need the correlation that occurs across the platform, because otherwise you'll get overwhelmed with noise from point solutions that are coming in at each layer. And then you need to back it up with a 24/7 managed service SOC, MDR service, et cetera. Very, very few MSPs and ITSPs are of the level of size where they can do the SOC themselves, because it's 24/7, 365, et cetera. So you need to pick a SOC and MDR vendor that you can rely upon to provide that 24/7 coverage.
Okay, so as you know, before joining WatchGuard, you were here at Kaseya for 8 years. So you're very familiar with the channel. As you probably know and have learned, a lot of MSPs, IT service providers, come from more of a tech background than a business background, right? So what advice would you have for IT service providers on cybersecurity for their business, not the tech stack, but for their business to get more involved.
Yeah, no doubt. Most MSPs I talk to, exactly as you said, they have technology roots, and they really struggle on the sales and marketing side, which is not an easy path to break down. I ironically started as a technical person, and always said I would never do sales. Yet I run major sales organizations and everything else. So you can. I'm proof. I'm a geek. I'm a tech. I'm proof that you can make that journey, et cetera. But again, I would look to the expertise in the industry. I think a winning MSP, it's not rocket science. There's blueprints that are out there on how to win, marketing playbooks, sales playbooks. There's experts that you can engage with to help you make that journey. There are tools, right? There are tools that early in the process when you're trying to sell your MSP services to an end customer can just quickly show them your value even before they sign on the dotted line. And when you do things like that, it makes the selling process a lot easier.
That's great advice, and I'm going to do a cheap plug for GTIA here. Our member education course. We have a lot of courses on some of the things you talked about.
Absolutely.
We have a marketing playbook. We have a lot of courses on how ITSPs can improve their business.
I was with an MSP yesterday that said that you and GTIA have absolutely moved the needle on their business with that level of education and support and resources.
You got to give me that name. I want to interview them.
Absolutely.
They're my next
absolutely.
interview.
Definitely.
All right. So, I appreciate that very much. So kind of speaking of that, can you talk a little bit about what does community mean to you? Obviously, WatchGuard, you guys have a huge solution providers, ITSP base. GTIA is a big partner. We love to be partnered with you guys. What does community mean to you and to WatchGuard?
Yeah, listen, the MSP and ITSP community is a very special community. You don't see a backstabbing, and even people that are in similar markets, et cetera, you see people helping each other. As I mentioned, winning isn't rocket science. You don't need to recreate the wheel. There's blueprints that are out there that you could emulate, and that's what community means. That's why you have 5,000 MSPs sitting here at Kaseya Connect. People love getting together, and it's getting educated from vendors, but it's also getting educated from the community, from their peers, from all the winning that's occurring that's out there, and lessons on some of the losing as well that they're learning from each other and supporting each other through the trials and tribulations of having a business.
Well, Joe, thank you very much for that. We couldn't do what we do without partners like you, so I appreciate you spending time with us on GTIA on Location.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Take care.
And thank you for being part of GTIA on Location. Check out our Kaseya Connect playlist on YouTube, and we'll be back with plenty more interviews coming soon.